To tariff or not to tariff? That is the question.
Well, I got a lot of answers for you.
Welcome to the Gamepad Saga Podcast. Eric
and Kishion.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I was hospitalized for a couple days.
Oh, well, glad you're here with us.
Yeah.
Guess feeling better, take it?
Yeah,
they patch you up?
They did. We got a procedure done. Yeah, so those who don't know, obviously y'all wouldn't. Had a little bit of a GI bleed. Had some internal bleeding. My ulcers have been cauterized. And we're good.
Good.
I'm get a checkup in the next 3 weeks.
All right. It's good to hear. I'm also glad that you're feeling better.
A little bit.
So,
well, I feel better now that I got a drink in my hand.
Yes.
You know, I'm going against the rules, but you know what? I did coat myself with some olive oil, so we'll be all right.
Good. So you guys heard it here first. Coat yourself with olive oil.
Yeah, if you got ulcers, olive oil is the best way to go.
And now a word from our sponsor.
You know what, brother? I'm going to invest in Don Pepe X.
Don Pepe X? What is that?
Don Pepe X is the next AI trading revolution in crypto.
Crypto? Huh. I guess that is the wave of the future, huh?
Yes. You know what Don Pepe X is?
No, what is Don Pepe X?
Don Pepe X is an advanced AI trading agent powered by Satoshi's Mind AI and is built on the Virtuals protocol, a next-gen AI blockchain ecosystem running on Base Chain, the Layer 2 blockchain developed by Coinbase and secured by Ethereum.
What makes Don Pepe X so different compared to the other crypto competitors out there?
Well, great that you asked that. AI-powered trading intelligence is one of the things Don Pepe X has. Also, base chain security, transparent and safe, high growth potential, and also premier AI agent.
And why should we use them now?
The AI agent narrative is the hottest trend in crypto right now, and Don Pepe X is positioned to be the leader in this space.
Oh, that sounds very promising. I'm going to have to check them out.
Yeah, man. If you want to be ahead of the curve, Don Pepe X is the AI-powered edge in the financial market.
All right. And where can I get additional information?
You can get it from Don Pepe's Twitter page. We'll have the link in the description below.
Perfect. I'm heading right there now. So this is a little special episode, a little hot take or a hot topic or topics. But we're just going to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 again. Maybe this will be our last time talking about it.
Yeah, probably not. We'll probably be RGT 85 and talking about the Switch 2 for like every day.
Yeah.
Now, hey, shout out to him though. Shout out to him because I like RGT 85. But that man, every video he's come out with is Switch 2, Switch 2, Switch 2 update, Switch 2 this, Switch 2 that. It's like, all right, man, we got you. You are the spokesperson until it comes out.
Until it comes out, yes. But I would say refer to the Nintendo website for any news, latest news. But yeah, there's a lot of confusion after the Nintendo Direct.
Or the game store.
In the game store, yes.
Yeah. I can't mention the name, but the game store.
And that was one Nintendo Direct I decided to watch. And like everyone was freaking out after the price was not shown. And it led to a bunch of confusion. But I think it's all settled now. There was a point where the pre-orders for US and Canada were suspended, but now we do have an official date, April 24th. Make sure you check out the Nintendo website. I believe some people are getting emails, but yeah.
If y'all go to the game store, you get on the first to know about the Switch. Cost you nothing.
Nothing at all.
Go on down to the game store.
So, let's see. How are we feeling about the Switch 2, brother? As far as pricing, performance, look, let's go in it because I already started off calling it a hot take. I have a theory on why they included or for the screen anyway. So I'll just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. So it's $450 for the console. Then I guess it's $500 if you get the Mario Kart World included bundle.
Yeah. I mean, it's a no-brainer to get the $500 one.
Yeah. I guess it saves you like $20-$30?
Yeah, like 25 or something like that.
So, I mean, that's fine. But the theory that I have, the Switch 2 has an LCD screen. You're paying that much and you still get an LCD screen. How do you feel about that? Because there are other options. You can get an OLED model.
Well, I mean, Wait, is there an OLED model coming out?
Not yet. That's my theory, that when they do the console refresh, they'll put an OLED in it. Because I was just saying there's other options, spending that much, where you can get like a Steam Deck, an OLED Steam Deck for about that price.
Mm-hmm.
And you can play a ton of more games.
Yeah. Let me start out by saying this.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo has always before their console refreshes shot low. They've always done that.
Have they?
Yeah, they have. Because I would say the only time they haven't is when the Wii released, when the original Wii released, and you were able to use your GameCube controllers, GameCube memory card. You were able to play GameCube games and still be able to play your Wii games on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it reversed when the Wii U came out.
Okay.
Or no, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. When the second refresh of the Wii came out, that's when it reversed. So you didn't have the side ports. You couldn't do anything GameCube wise, and it was like, they just completely reverted something that was really good that they had on the original.
Yeah.
Because I remember going over to one of my brother's Poppy. We were going over to his house playing Smash Brothers, and even going back into playing Melee on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not the Switch, on the Wii.
On the Wii, yeah.
And it's like, man, like we literally can go back in time. And then you had the virtual console on top of that, right? So you had all these things, all these bells and whistles for something that was so simple, right? Then you had the refresh.
They said no more.
Yeah, none of that.
Yeah.
So I think it started with that, and then they came out with the Wii U. Now, obviously, they didn't come out with a refresh for the Wii U. They came out with different designs and stuff like that. There was a Zelda one.
Mm-hmm.
There was a white one, I think. I think originally the color was black, correct?
Yes.
So you had a 32 gig and a 64 gig, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously it didn't sell well because you could only play the Wii games on it. I don't think you could play the GameCube games because they had the virtual store, but even the virtual store didn't have all the games that people played.
Right.
That
most of these libraries are plagued by, they don't have the...
Pirate. I don't care. Pirate.
I still think Game Pass is the best out of all of them.
I still...
You don't like Game Pass?
You know what? I might have to start going digital at some point and start kind of dwindling down on what I need to spend on physically. Like if it's like deluxe editions and stuff like that, I'll probably buy those, right?
Yeah.
But and maybe some obscure games I'll look for. Like the Switch, I'll still probably buy like physical copies of just because I like collecting. But, like PS4, PS5, that was kind of my library that I was stacking for. And original PlayStation I'll buy for, PS2 I'll buy for, PS3 I'll buy for, because not a lot of that's digital, right? But the PS4, PS5, I'm going to start dwindling down on that because, everything is all on a download, basically.
Right. Well, it's a nice segue to the key cards, I guess. Nintendo's going to come with the Nintendo Switch, too. I guess we've already been there. Pretty much the physical disc that you get is just a download key. So how do you feel about that?
Well,
some, depending on the size of the game, it'll still be all on the, game key card, I believe they call it.
Well, the key card is just the download. It's just basically, it's like a product key you get for remember the PC games back in the day that you had to put it in and then,
oh my God.
And then, you got the game now. And then there you go. You can play the game through that. Now that I think about it, it's kind of back then, with that type of stuff.
Yeah. Like I said, it wasn't anything revolutionary or new. It's just their marketing words.
No, but it's coming to what it is.
It is what it is, huh?
We're coming to the digital age. And all I can say is buy a lot of storage and save your games.
Yeah.
Because, although the storage is going to cost you a lot, you're not going to go through the heartache of saying if they take a game off the market that you can never find it again. Now, I know there's on the PS3, they don't do Marvel vs. Capcom 2 anymore. This is a prime example, when they did the refresh for that. But if you have it in your download history, you can always re-download it.
Go back, yeah. Oh, that's what the recent thing with Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah,
they delisted the game, but if you had already downloaded previously, you can always go back and download it, but you can't download it now.
So, sorry, I had to take a swig of the beer. But yeah, it's kind of coming to a head that everything's going to be going digital. Everything's going to be going digital. So anything retro, I would say from, I guess, the generation of PS3 and 360 and down, that's where I would say the money is in those types of games to buy those physically. But I mean, now, how I feel about it, I hate it.
Yeah, me too. But I don't know.
But it's
kept my library space small. But
but I mean, it's just, the nostalgia of feeling a disc, opening it up,
ripping open the package, struggling with the shrink wrap.
Right, just smelling the case. It's like, oh, straight plastic.
Yeah.
Smells like goodness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I guess we kind of went through that when they started not including instruction booklets. Like, where's the booklet at? I need that.
Well, the booklet, that was just paper. You know what I mean? But then they were like, oh, yeah, you can go online and go ahead and look at the manual. No one took the time to do that.
No.
Because you knew that was toilet reading material.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything that we, unless you played fighting games and you looked at the tabloids or whatever, the move list. That's one thing. No one cared about the damn story of the game. They just wanted to find out through the game instead of reading it on the thing. I mean, like I said, it was toilet stuff. You know? I mean, I'm sure a lot of you out there got, like, growing up, probably had like stacks of magazines from like Game Informer or Electronic Monthly, or PC Gamer or PSX magazine. Oh, speaking of which, Game Informer's coming back, or did come back. That's great.
It is.
What was it? The longest running game magazine, but no longer, because I guess if you think about it, it started over at Cycle.
Yep. Start over at 0.
So yeah, my thing is, it is what it is at this point. A lot of us are just going to have to accept the change. So I was just thinking about it myself. I still have to get a series console so that I can play my 360 games. Because it's very, very annoying that I can't play it on my PC. Stupid Microsoft.
Microsoft, I still love you.
I'm glad you do, because I want to slap them sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. There's not much we can do about that. However, now that we've kind of touched on that, I want to actually move into everyone talking about the pricing of this system and the
what you got.
The
because I know
accessories.
The pricing was all over the place. Everyone was confused.
So yeah, it was very confusing. But let's not be too hasty on some things, right? Now, you were mentioning to me earlier that they said on launch the original Switch 2 was going to be at $450, but it might go up.
Correct.
So it can't be any worse than when the Neo Geo came out.
Why is that?
Because the Neo Geo was $650 when it came out.
What was that? Mid-90s? Before that?
The Neo Geo came out, early 90s. So
early 90s,
1990.
Okay. 1990.
You know how much the 3DO was at 1993? Do you know how much?
Probably the same price, if not more.
$700.
Jeez.
$700 for the 3DO.
Right, but they ran CDs back then, right?
Yeah, they did run CDs.
So they were, let's see, there's no other system besides, a PC? Was it PC have CDs yet by then?
By then, yeah. 90s?
Early 90s?
Early 90s, yeah. It would probably be, I would probably say like 93, 94.
Okay.
Around there.
Started putting in CD drives in them.
Right, yeah. And that was kind of when the start of, oh, you made it if you had a home computer.
Yeah.
You made it. You were the top notch.
Yes. Oh, you had a computer at your house? Oh, we all going over there.
You had you were the upper echelon. But, those were two things I can say that were the most expensive game systems to come out. Now, did they sell well? I think the Neo Geo did.
Yeah. Well, growing up, I knew one person that had a Neo Geo.
Well, they had money.
Yeah.
They had money. Now, I think the Neo Geo sold well because SNK is very popular. The 3DO, on the other hand, I think we spoke about that on one of the podcasts. Wasn't one of the guys from EA?
Yes.
From EA Sports that made that?
Yes. Gosh.
Can't remember the man's name.
Tim. We just talked about Trip Hawkins.
Yeah, Trip Hawkins. Tim Hawkins. Trip Hawkins. Trip Hawkins. So let's put that in perspective. A lot of people out here outraged by this, and this, this, that, and the third. Oh, the Switch is too much. Oh, just because we have LCD screen, and then the parts are still not up to par.
Oh, there's that face.
I'm just gonna say this. Video games is a very, I mean, and I don't mean to be blunt because I've had a rough day today.
Yeah.
I've had a rough day today. I'm not trying to be like that, but video games is an expensive hobby.
You know,
it's an expensive hobby.
I guess I looked at it just a hobby of playing the video games, but never as far as, I guess I kind of collect things, but yeah.
Right. It's an expensive hobby. It's an expensive hobby. I probably have spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on game systems already. Well, I would say hundreds right now because I only have like a few. But on games, spending like between like $6 and $70 a pop. And I've got stacks and stacks of games, right?
Yeah.
You can look at playing online. I like to be competitive. I play online all the time. I play Call of Duty. I play Apex Legends. They have battle passes. I buy one battle pass for one and I don't do the other. So Apex is taxing. Apex, I think, for their battle pass, I mean, and to get everything for that season, you're forking over almost $400 to $600.
Oh my God.
If you want the relics and all the rest of the good stuff and the heirlooms and stuff. Call of Duty, you do the season pass. Yeah, $20 to get your battle pass together. I wish I could have got season 2, but bills, right? But then if you wanted the black cell stuff, that's another $30.
Yeah.
So you're paying $50 per. There's usually about
per
4
season.
Yeah.
How long do seasons last?
2 months.
2 months. Okay.
So you're looking at maybe 3 months, sometimes 3. I think it's 3 months. So you're looking at maybe 4 or 5 seasons per year before the next turn of the.
So you're buying the game like 5 times?
Yes,
just about. Yeah.
Yes, just about. So you're telling me you're going to be outraged by a system when if you are that person that buys live subscription for your competitive gameplay online and you want to hurt people's feelings like I do. You've already spent that twice over.
Yeah. Okay.
So all this like, oh, this is outrageous, all rest of good stuff. No. Luckily, you better be happy it's not a Neo Geo. Which I believe Neo Geo was like at that time pretty. Was it pretty close to the arcades at that point in time? I think so.
Yeah, it was.
And that was some pretty heavy duty hardware. Now, the Switch 2 doesn't have super heavy-duty hardware, but it's got stuff that would be equivalent to the PS4, Xbox One.
There's a few things I like. They included a microphone. They have, I guess, game chat. I think they did something, I think it was one of the handheld Nintendos that we talked about, but I guess party share or whatever. So one person can own, or one person has to own the game, but then, 3 or 4 people with you. Just link on the local network, then everyone can play the game.
Right.
Which I thought was pretty awesome.
I mean, they've got some pretty great features in my mind, and for it to be at $450 for the model that it's at, I think is a good price.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's a good price. The only reason being, if you're that upset about it, you are already, if not a quarter of the way, you are halfway to getting a PC. At $450.
Yeah.
At $500, you're definitely halfway to getting a PC. Then now you can go ahead, pirate. You can take that PC and literally do what you would like and get Switch games on your PC.
You can. Yeah.
You would have to find the archives, things that have archivey things.
I'm sure they'll pop up And Nintendo won't be happy about it.
No,
but...
I mean, you know what? Nintendo's going to have to deal with that for the rest of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of their lives. But then again, if you're really not happy about that, you are already $200. If you get the $500 version, you are already $200, if not maybe $100 away from getting a Steam Deck or an ROG Ally or a Lenovo Legion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but we still haven't even talked about accessories that you have to get.
So, I mean...
So you're almost up to your $700 price point, I guess.
So, I mean,
yeah.
What's the outrage? What literally is the outrage? How... And... as you mentioned, tariff or not to tariff, right?
Oh, that was...
And that was a whole thing in itself. I mean, obviously, we didn't find out until what was going on. And and that's not more of a political thing. That's just, okay, that's going to affect us in what way, shape, or form. Obviously, it's not going to affect us in electronics. However, if that were to affect us, let's go ahead and educate the people. Because I've been seeing so many videos that people don't understand what tariffs are. So let's reiterate.
Yeah, we all got a nice little history lesson.
Yes, here we go. So say for instance, I get a shirt from you. You got a shirt from a manufacturing company that sold it to you for $30. And you take that shirt. Would you sell it for $30 or would you sell it for more?
Sell it for more.
Okay, so then now I, as the consumer, have to pay. How much are you selling that shirt for, brother?
Oh, $50, I guess.
$50. So now you just made a what? $20 profit off of something that I wanted because this is what a tariff does. Obviously, you foot the bill first. Because whatever the percentage is what you pay on it. And then now you're trying to recoup your money. So then now I have to foot the bill to give you $20 extra that you can either put it in your pocket or put it towards the business or pay your employees.
Yeah.
That's what a tariff is. That is an example of a tariff. Okay. So we've all learned this in high school or middle school. Now, I understand a lot of us have ADD and ADHD. I'm pretty sure I do. Because if it didn't matter to me, I didn't listen. So I'm not going to sit here and hate on people that don't understand what that is or have now learned what it is now, because we all learn at different capacities. We all learn at different levels. Doesn't mean that you're stupid by any means.
Just
we're not elitists here. We're not.
Maybe the light bulb didn't go off then.
And maybe you didn't get an example that made sense.
Made it relevant. Yeah, exactly. I think it's probably an issue, a lot of things through school, relevancy.
Yeah.
But,
Prime example. I think the Florida FCAT I've had to retake so many different times on the reading level because the excerpts that they give us to read, it didn't retain to me. It wasn't interesting. I could give two fucks less.
Yeah.
And so I would be like, yep, I'm just Christmas treeing all the way through. Like,
did you just select C?
No, I didn't select C. I made it believable. I did different ones. I did C, B, A, B, 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 C, D, maybe even F. Who knows if it was there.
So if there's any teachers that listen and you see if you have seen in your history of teaching, because they're probably all younger teachers now, but if you have come across a Scantron that's completed with C.
My man said, Scantron.
What was your first reaction to seeing that? I don't know you, but I'm curious to know.
He said Scantron. You sent me back to the future, my man. Beer number 2. But yeah, not to get into this on a political level, but just to understand if the tariffs were to affect electronics, that's what it would be. So if anyone were to be upset about, oh, now we have to pay more because of this, and people saying, oh, well, they have to pay us to... No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
I don't know. I kind of thought... I don't know what people were expecting the price to be. I didn't even think about it. But I guess since it's so high, well, I don't say high, but For a handheld, anyway, I think that could be the issue.
Bro, what are you talking about?
No, I'm saying that's why I didn't think about it, because the Steam Deck's,
Hey, I got this Steam Deck for
Yeah.
$200. I don't want to hear you. And it works great, doesn't it?
does.
Okay. You can find bargains.
But I just think that was the initial shock for people. Or unless it was just there, people just wanted to
Okay. All right. So
complain about something.
Let's look at this then. Let's look at this. Let's look at the Switch 2 and let's look at the Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, base levels. LCD screen on one, LCD screen on the other, right? Okay. Would you say that the Steam Deck, the original Steam Deck, would have the Switch 2 beat?
Mm-hmm.
Hardware-wise, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Hardware-wise, yeah. Software-wise, okay, it's Steam. Of course, if you have a Steam library, you probably have a ton of fucking games.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get them all on sale, and some pretty good damn games on sale, too.
Yes, you can.
Okay? So consumer-friendly wise, yeah. The Steam Deck has the Switch 2 beat.
Mm-hmm.
By a long shot, if you're looking at that aspect. But if you're looking at the console side by side and the longevity of both systems, what would you think would be better? But I guess if you want to put it in categories.
Yeah, I just don't know if I'm biased or not. Because, I didn't pick up the Switch till 2 years after release, 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't in a rush to get one.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my view is more of console player first. So my view, I guess, a little different than anyone that enjoys handhelds or even a Nintendo product.
Okay. So my thing is okay, like I said, the Steam consumer friendly wise has the Switch beat, but the Switch has games that
are only going to be on there.
They're only going to be on the Switch.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah. You got games that are going to be $70, $80, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mario Kart's $80. I mean, why not? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
No one.
I mean, if you like Mario Kart, if you like playing Mario Kart,
yeah.
If you like to enjoy, hey, I got belts for days. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend the money because that's what I like.
Right. The value of something is whatever you're willing to pay for.
And even the value, hold on. Let me pull this up. Even the value of the Mario Kart 64 is probably still a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check it out. Complete in box for a Mario Kart 64, and this is opened, mind you, with everything in it, is still $130.
Oh my gosh.
On the secondhand market.
Okay, Mario 64. What came after Mario 64?
Double Dash, I think.
Okay. What is? Because
we know Double Dash.
Yeah, we know Mario Kart 64. They are priceless gems.
The highest Mario Kart Double Dash has right now is at $85.
Okay. That's Game Boy Advance? What was that on? GameCube.
Let's do Mario Kart for the 3DS. Mario Kart for the 3DS. Okay. Not going by much because it's Mario Kart. But if you get any of the Mario Kart 7s for the 3DS or the 2DS bundled with the system, you are looking over $200.
Mm-hmm.
Well over $200. The minimum being $215.
I'm curious because, the argument, I saw everyone's upset because it's $80 is that it's just the base game. We've kind of been, I don't say conditioned, but we've been paying that price for special editions.
Right.
I guess it was bound to happen at some point. But
reminder, the Neo Geo was $650.
How much was a Neo Geo video game?
You know what? That's a good question. Probably a lot of money as well.
Yeah.
Let's check it out. Neo Geo games. Let's check that out because, again, the Neo Geo was pretty much an arcade perfect or close to the arcades that you can.
Arcade cabinet in a box. Well, it's already in a box, but a smaller box.
They retailed around $50. The CD games did.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. We'll have to see if Mario Cart, I guess, is worth $80 when
Okay,
we
here you
get
go.
our hands on it.
Here's what AI Google has to say. Neo Geo games can range in price from a few dollars to thousands of dollars, depending on factors like rarity, condition, and the specific game. I mean, obviously, we know
it's
that.
taken into account over time and not retail.
Right.
Okay.
So Neo, but they were around $50.
Yeah.
But the Neo Geo AES cartridges, known for their arcade perfect, I misspoke. They are arcade perfect games, were expensive at retail, with some reaching $300.
Oh, gosh.
$300. You're talking about history repeats itself.
Yeah.
And it's just an ebb and flow of time. Sometimes you just have to adjust to, right? And I mean, I'm not trying to sit here and say that people don't have the right to gripe about something, but you do have to understand that in the economic times, there are going to be things where there's going to be a shift.
Yes.
You're just going to have to adjust if at all possible. I'm not saying, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and figure it out. Go ahead and buy that $90 game. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm not saying that. Will it ever go on sale? Probably not.
Yeah, Nintendo games don't go on sale a lot.
No, and the only time Mario games go on sale is March 10th. March 10th of every year, and you'll probably get $5 at most. $5 at most. I've seen Mario Odyssey go down to like 45 new once, twice. Mario Party games I've seen go down in price, like down to like high 30s. So I've seen some Mario games go down, but not often.
Yeah.
Not often. Especially new, not often.
So I was surprised when, Breath of the Wild went on sale on Amazon with all the DLC. Yeah, for $30.
$30, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like you look at prime example. What's that game? You were just talking about Zelda. Tears of the Kingdom. That was a $70 game. Everyone was outraged. Well, why is it $10 more? Okay, it's kind of a reskin of Breath of the Wild, but you have to understand they put a whole new level into it. They have put 2 new levels into it, actually, an underground area and an above ground area. So they put more money into that game.
Yeah.
They put more time into, assets have been reused, but I mean, it's in the same realm. So, I mean, you can't really get too upset about that because it's a sequel.
Speaking of that, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
Go ahead.
So are you aware of the Switch 2 versions of some games? Okay. And how do you feel about charging $10 to $20 to buy the upscaled version?
I mean, it's no different than what PlayStation did. But I think what they should have done is how PlayStation did it with certain games. If it was a Sony related game, if it was like Sony Entertainment, you had a free upgrade. Okay. Or there were a lot of games. I think
they're doing that. I know if you have the family bundle package, the upgrades are free.
No, see that's where I have to draw the line.
No, but if you already have the Switch Online package,
but that's what
you already have it,
but
so you get it for free.
PlayStation never did that.
Really?
PlayStation didn't do that. GTA 6. Look at me going way beyond what I'm supposed to. The game ain't coming out for another 3 years. But GTA 5 came out from PS3 to PS4. There was no upgrade. I don't believe there was an upgrade path.
Everyone bought the game again.
Yeah, everyone bought the game again. I probably bought the game like 6 times over.
Yeah.
Right? And bought it on PC, so 8.
Yeah. But
it
was just that good.
So it was. So then PS4 got the upgrade path for, I think it was like 3 months or something like that. So if you owned the game, you got your upgrade path for free. They gave it to you for free and you had 3 months to do it. So it was limited time.
Oh, it was limited time. Then probably when most people found out, it was already too late. Okay.
I mean, they announced it.
Well, it was probably my spam folder.
Yeah. Sony games, those were free upgrades. So there was a lot of people when I'm working at the game store what game was it? Horizon Forbidden West. Don't give me the line on why people would get upset with me when it came to this, but if it roars, I don't want to be anywhere near it. Okay. So when Forbidden West came out, we had more PS4 copies than we did PS5, but there were more PS5 pre-orders than there were PS4, but somehow we got more PS4 copies. Like I said, don't give me the line. So yeah, does it make sense? It makes sense, doesn't it? No, it does not.
Games just show up at the game store, or does someone have to physically say, "Hey, I need X amount"? Like, so does someone do the ordering, or does corporate take care of it?
So corporate takes care of it.
Okay, they just show up.
The only way that corporate, it depends on the game. First off,
right,
and secondly, if it's a game that's not highly advertised, we will not get it in the store unless it's been pre-ordered.
So if no one's pre-ordering in that neighborhood,
yeah,
it's not coming.
Then it's not coming in.
Wow.
It's not coming in.
I mean, I guess that makes sense for me.
Well, it does make sense.
Because I'm sure you have to ship X amount to the store. Not going to ship one game to the store.
I mean, it's happened.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Was it the last Berserker or Kazan, the first Berserker or whatever it is? One person pre-ordered it, and that one came in. I was one that pre-ordered a game, and that one game came in. So it's happened. It's happened. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that one pre-ordered. No, you just got to cancel that one, buddy. Yeah. What was I saying? Lost train of thought.
Oh,
yeah. I was talking about the Horizon.
Yeah.
Horizon.
Sorry.
So
yes,
people got upset with me when I made this comment because it's a Sony game. So for $10 less, you can get the game for PS4 since we didn't have a PS5. Everyone was looking for PS5, but you can upgrade it for free.
Okay. So was this, I forgot when the game came out.
2021. Oh,
okay.
22.
So it came out in 22. Okay. 22. So it's not like 2019 and no one has a PS5.
No.
Issue.
This was when people were able to get something at this point. So I don't know what it is. People don't grasp that concept. Like, oh, free upgrade? Yeah, I'll do that.
I don't know. I think the info was confusing at the time.
At the time, I think it was
because I think Sony kind of botched it. Because it's like, why is this game upgrade free and this one wasn't? But like you said, Sony exclusives gave you the free upgrade.
Yeah, and there's some games that are out there now. Like a prime example, Lego Brawls. I bought that the other day.
Lego Brawl?
Yeah, Smash Brothers variant. Bought it for the little guy.
Yeah.
And he loves it, but he doesn't know the difference because it's a PS4 game, but there's a free PS5 upgrade.
Yeah.
Bought the Smurfs for him. He thinks it's all right. There's a free PS5 upgrade for it. So, I mean, the thing is, though, you don't have to have a membership to do that. You can just hit the button and just upgrade it. As opposed to, now you're saying the Switch, you have to have the family membership in order to
get it for free.
No, that's
without paying the $10 or $20.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
That's where I draw the line. Like, no, that's kind of fucked because no, it is. It really, that part, yeah, I'll get upset about because like I've already spent $70 on this game. You can tell me I have to on Tears of the Kingdom, and you tell me I got to pay just as much for now altogether another Mario Kart World.
Yeah, just for the upgrade. Yeah,
I'm okay with a one-time buy once, cry once, but a two-time buy of the same game and the upscale might be very minimal. No,
yeah,
no.
And I'm sure it's also dependent on your TV if you have it docked.
I mean, yeah, because I know they got 4K capability now and all this good stuff. But I mean, for the hardware, that they have for that thing, do you really think it's going to be 4K?
No.
Or is it going to be replicant like the PS4 Pro was?
Yes, just like that.
Yeah, definitely not worth it in my mind. If you are okay, it's definitely not worth it in my mind if you're the person that is a very, very heavy visual. If you like to see your games look crisp and beautiful and just revel in that, not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it. I mean, you can see a small difference, yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's not true,
where would it be?
Not worth
like
it.
It can only be crisp in this one aspect of the game.
So the other thing I wanted to mention was the accessories.
Yes.
I know we were mentioning to talk about that.
Got you a little sidetrack there.
No, I mean, you know me, I can go for days. All right, so you sent me this here that shows some of the items.
Oh, yeah.
So
they recently...
Donkey Kong Bonanza being a $70 game. That's no different than what we've gotten in previous past and some of the games that
where some games are one price, another set of games are another price.
Right. But now we are on the current gen, which is PS5, Series S, Series X. Most games are at 70, unless it's a deluxe or anything like that. Mario Kart World being at 80, I'm cool with that because the value of that game has gone up. Value of that game N64, maybe not Double Dash, but people to this day still talk about N64 Mario Kart. People to this day talk about
who won it?
Mario Kart 8, which is a very good game.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't played Mario. I haven't played last Mario Kart. I played with Super Mario Kart or 64 rather. Sorry.
Okay, I mean, hey,
everything else after
still
that
left off on a good note. Mario Kart 8. I mean, unfortunately, they redid it because it was on the Wii U.
Oh, that's the difference between the original and the deluxe.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was on the Wii U, but then that went to the Switch. So I can see a lot of people being like, it's kind of stupid, you know, but people still bought it. It was probably one of the best selling. But Mario Kart World going up $10, knowing that it's kind of a different spin on with the longer races now and all the rest of the good stuff.
Open world. It's interesting.
Yeah. I'll spend it.
I think there's something like a battle thing. So, yeah.
I'll spend it. I will spend that money because you want to know something is different. It's something I know that I'm going to enjoy and my partner will enjoy. So why not? Why not? If you're going to enjoy it, again, it's an expensive hobby.
Yeah.
It's always been an expensive hobby. You're not going to always be that person in life where you're going to be like, oh, well, this game's $6. I'm going to get it. You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't work that way.
I don't know. I don't want to say over the time we kind of conditioned ourselves to, I guess we all bought secondhand, but I'm just kind of curious where the sticker shock came from. If it's been like this for a while,
well, I mean, yeah, it has. I think PS3 games were at like $49.99, $59.99, $60, right?
Yeah.
$50 to $60. PS4 games are $50 to $60.
Then just all of a sudden, boom.
So a $10 jump.
I guess. Yeah.
$10 jump, right?
Yeah.
So the Switch is just now coming up to that $10 jump.
Yeah.
When it comes to games. Just Mario Kart happens to be the different one. But you have to understand too, Mario Kart is the headlining game. That is the launch game. What other games? Let's look that up. What other games had a different price at launch?
Okay.
What other games? Let's look at Halo Combat Evolved.
Oh, was it a pack-in game at first?
No, it wasn't a pack-in game. Okay, so Halo Combat Evolved at launch is $50.
Yeah.
$50, right? That's still less. Than what some of the games for the N64 was. Or the Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo games were at $60, $70.
Right.
40 if you were lucky.
Yeah.
Depending on the developer and all the rest of the good stuff. So again, where are we going with everyone getting upset about this? Again, you have every right to be upset, but not to the point where like now you're like having an outrage or outcry that Nintendo needs it. No. How are they going to make their money?
That's true.
Right?
To deliver their great games.
If you support your Nintendo, if you like Nintendo, you have to go with what it is.
Yeah.
Simple. Just like
anything.
Yeah. Just like sports teams.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Carolina Panthers. Do I like the direction they're going in? No, but I'm still a Carolina Panther fan. Like, right now, everything sucks. From ownership to general manager, to coaching to players, everything sucks. but eventually they'll right the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still a fan. So you're not going to tell me as a Nintendo head or whatever you want to call yourself, an ambassador, that you're going to be. I mean, obviously, initially, you have every right to be like, oh man, I don't want to spend another $10, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to do that beforehand. Everyone else that played PlayStation or PC or Xbox, y'all had to pay an extra $10. I didn't have to do that. Now I have to.
That's where it comes from. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
But I mean, you're still going to enjoy it at the end of the day.
Hopefully.
I mean, yeah, I would hope so. I would really hope so. No, I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like I don't want to reiterate. I'm not trying to sound like you can't be upset about it. But I'm gonna say, like, if you want different things, or if you want something that's gonna be a little bit better, you're gonna have to expect some type of price hike.
Yeah.
You know, or not even a hike, but just like a few dollars more. And that's just to be expected. You get the next best thing. It's always going to be more. It's like iPhone. iPhone's a prime example. They just only put it up another like $50 every year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, another $50. Oh man, I'm still going to upgrade anyway. Like, come on, man. Like, like that's just what it is.
Well,
so
with the increase, you did get increased storage size. So.
Right. Yeah. So let's go into some of these accessories here. So obviously the Switch 2 at $450 at launch, and to be determined on what it's going to be afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to change.
Either do I. I
really don't think it's going to change. It's going to be at $450 and stay there. I do foresee maybe them possibly coming out with like, I think their next refresh, and this is just me from like reading stuff and everything like that, and this is just my theory, I think their next refresh is going to be something with like a longer battery life.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to have a chip cartridge for it. It's just going to be
straight digital.
Yeah, straight like a Steam Deck or something.
I mean,
that's going to be the next refresh.
Pretty much there.
Yeah,
because all they're doing is just shipping a plastic cartridge. To say, right here, you can download the game now.
Oh yeah, let me go ahead and spend $2 to make these things, and then have you pay $80 for it. So Mario Kart World at $80. Donkey Kong Bonanza at $70. Okay, regular price, $70. It's kind of what we're accustomed to right now.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller at $85 or $84.99. I'm just rounding up. So $85. So I think the original one new was at $70.
Right.
Now that was a pretty good controller. Now I don't know what they're going to do with this one. I mean, I didn't see all of the Direct, the Switch 2 Direct.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they advertised it, but at $85, I mean, that's a competitive controller,
right,
for like PlayStation or Xbox. So I'm pretty sure there've been plenty of people out there that have bought that. 2-player Joy-Con at $95. That's where I kind of draw the line a little bit.
Controls are crazy expensive.
Now I understand that they're capable of doing various things. So why? So I need to know.
I didn't even like it at the, what was it, 80?
The 80
75, 80 for the original Switch?
So after tax, it's like 84 and some change. So my thing is this. I could justify the 84 price point at the original Switch Joy-Cons if there were more games for the gimmick it gives.
Okay.
I'll repeat myself, if there were more games for the gimmick that it gives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm gonna look at this in two ways. Now that they have the magnetic ones where they don't break as easy.
Yeah.
Because who's going to be playing these games? Mainly kids, right? Mainly kids.
Yeah, mainly.
So kids are going to be the ones, we're the ones actually, when they would come into the game store, parents be like all pissed off. Oh, my son broke these Joy-Cons. Can you go ahead and help me out with these? Well, I can't do much for you. I can sell you some more if that's the case. You can trade those in and put it towards another one. But we'll see. We'll see. Now, if they have more games to come out with what they offer, I would say the $95 is a little too steep still for me.
Yeah.
However, I think they need to make sure that they have enough content for these controllers to be viable at $95.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Nintendo Direct, they showed the mouse feature. Remember on Metroid, they showed the mouse feature there.
Okay. I mean, is that going to be the only game? Remember ARMS?
Hopefully not.
You remember ARMS that came out? It was like that boxing game.
Yeah.
People that had the gangly arms or whatever.
Yeah.
And you had to use the controls as your boxing.
Yeah.
I think that and 1-2 Switch were the only two games that I can think of that had some type of interact. Oh, maybe Snipper Clips. Snipper Clips was actually something that you can interact with. So those are the only 3 games I can think of off the rip that were somewhat notable and that you could use those Joy-Cons for the gimmick that it gives. 3 games and I'm still paying $85 for a whole new set. Oh, Nintendo. I don't know about that. So hopefully they have something where they offer more. The next thing, we got the Joy-Con 2 charging grip at $40. That's about kind of where the originals were for the original Switch, like $30, $35. Joy-Con 2 strap at $14. I don't buy that. I don't buy that for a second. What type of strap is this? Is this like one of the leg straps for like the soccer game on Nintendo Switch Sports? Because,
No.
maybe.
Probably a repurpose Nintendo Switch strap.
Yeah, I ain't buying that. They can go chuck rocks with that one. Joy-Con 2 wheel set at $25. The original one was probably at like $20, $25.
$25 for some, well, I guess it's all plastic, but.
Yeah, I mean, the wheel set.
Hollow plastic thing.
Yeah. The camera, you said the camera went up $5, so it's not $49.99, it's $55 now.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Why not? I mean, let's be real. They're probably like, not a lot of people are probably going to buy this. So they're going to up the price. So it's kind of one of those things I feel that as a business, they're putting the price up, but they're not going to expect
people to buy
much from it.
Apparently, it only puts out like a 480p image.
Oh yeah, no. At 55, oh no, we're good. We're good on that. Nintendo Switch 2 dock set at $120. Well, I mean,
dock set.
The dock set itself for the original was selling at like 90 plus.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
pre-owned.
Okay.
Pre-owned.
Okay.
So that's retail. So I mean, if you're buying it new, I can see that at $120. And or if you're one of the people that got and actually like bought the Switch in the charger and not the dock from somebody who wanted to just get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then come to the store and be like, well, I bought it like this. Well, where'd you buy it from? Well, I bought it here. No, the hell you didn't. No, the hell you didn't. Get out of here. That didn't, nah.
Okay. The dock, the battery and the HDMI cord. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
So it comes with all that.
Yeah.
Nintendo carrying case and screen protector, $40. You're paying for the case. The screen protector's free. You're paying for the case. Nintendo Switch 2 all-in-one carrying case, $85. A little much. All-in-one carrying case for the Switch, the original Switch is like at most $40.
Yeah. They want $85?
They want $85 for it. Yeah. Nope. Hard pass.
Gee.
Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter, $35. Okay. Probably more wattage.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, a lot of adapters about $35 anyway for anything.
Right. And then Samsung micro SD express card.
Oh, the cards.
256 gigabyte for the Switch 2 at $60. So now you can't even use I don't know if you can use your original SD cards, can you?
No. They changed it.
I mean, no different than what Xbox and PlayStation. Well, PlayStation, you can now use any type of SSD. Xbox had their own proprietary. Excuse me. So no different, but I mean, a lot less money. And $60 for 256 gigs? It's not bad. No. It's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. I mean, out of a few gripes I have on this, I mean, I don't see any issues with this pricing.
Oh, okay.
I really don't. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to want it, you're going to buy it.
You're going to buy it. Yeah, just like with anything. You'll make it happen.
Just like just the pair of Joy-Cons, that and the camera for me. Those are the only two things I have issues with. But the all-in-one carrying case, nah, I'm good on that.
Yeah.
I'm good on that.
I never bought a carrying case for any of my handhelds.
Yeah, because I mean, where you going with it? You know what I mean? I mean, you're gonna have it in your hand.
Yeah, but I guess people just want to make sure it's extra protected.
It's all in the comments. Let us know what you guys think about the pricing and your take on the Switch 2. Do you agree with us? Do you not agree with us? And obviously, this is an open space for us to have debate and healthy debate. So that if you have an idea that we can look at and like, oh, okay, didn't think about it that way. You know what I mean? And hopefully, off of us and like, oh yeah, I guess I didn't think about it that way. But still have your opinion. Like, shoot, don't just agree with us.
I was going in one way and you kind of showed me a different way. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't thinking about it that way
because I work with business, man. Yeah. I work with business. So it's just like, okay, that makes sense. I also do health, but then I also, work at the game store. I gotta be on the business side too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just at the end of the day, if you're going to want it, you're going to want it. But moving forward, wait, before we move forward, is there anything else you want to add on the Switch 2 that you wanted to
that was all specify? I had.
Anything you wanted to talk about with all the Switch 2 videos that are out?
I haven't watched much, just besides checking out RGT
85, baby.
But
y'all check him out.
I don't really watch any other videos out there. Like I said, it's just something that I'll wait for and eventually come around.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point.
Yeah, I just think some of these videos are getting a little overboard now. We're talking about the same things over and over, or the same thing, but with a different different layer of paint.
Yeah. Yes.
We're getting to that point now. It's like, look, we just gotta wait for it to come out
right
at this point. But yeah, let's segue into something that in the gaming space right now that's pretty hot at the moment. The fighting game community is being outraged.
Why is that? What's going on over there?
Well, season 2 of Tekken, complete and utter garbage.
So what do you mean? Like,
it is super offensive. Like so offensive meaning like, in the gameplay, offense rewards you things, and offense should always reward you stuff, but it's overpowered.
So let's step back for the people, me. How does seasons work with a game like Tekken? Like, are they really?
It doesn't work very good. It doesn't work very good.
What is it? 1 week, I guess, I don't know, physics, or I'm kind of related to Gran Turismo because they like to play with physics every update. Like, what makes the game different between the seasons besides cosmetics or...
So kind of basically what you said, physics. So okay. I mean, I wouldn't say physics per se, but I would say balance updates.
Okay.
So characters, things that were overpowered with characters, you get buffs, you get nerfs, you'll get mechanic changes of the game universally.
Okay.
Things like that. So Tekken 2 came out with the whole thing they were going to do before season 2 came out, and completely did a 180. Completely.
That sounds frustrating.
I mean, it's Tekken for you. Tekken has done that for years.
Okay.
As completely did the complete opposite of what they were trying to do. The game is heavily offensive now, which, I mean, like I said earlier, being offensive should reward you, like, what you rewarded, which is damage.
Yeah.
Right? But now sidesteps don't work. So now I can't sidestep things and counter you.
So they would...
Yeah, so they...
Okay, that's big.
Yeah, that's huge big. That's huge big because the sidesteps, they I don't know if you've heard of the Korean backdash.
Maybe.
So you ever watch like competitive gameplay and they're like backdash and sidestep, backdash and sidestep, backdash and sidestep.
Yeah.
Like that's called the Korean backdash.
Okay.
And that is it's a very big staple in that game for movement because obviously you don't want to stay still, right? But it's a very odd movement to get used to, especially in a 3D realm. Because most people don't play 3D games. It's we grew up playing 2D games, and then Tekken came along.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind for me is Mortal Kombat 4, which allowed you to sidestep.
Yeah, but how often did you use that?
I don't remember.
Ding, 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 ding. We've got a winner, Bob. But
oh man, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it allowed you to sidestep. But I know when I played you, I didn't use it very often. Because, I mean, I didn't have that mindset in a game like that.
And I think just the control layout was weird, so it was kind of wasn't easy to use, I guess.
It wasn't. But now, sidestepping moves doesn't even work anymore. Now, tracking, you want to have tracking in some type of offense that you have, right?
Yeah.
If a specific move has some tracking, I mean, there's always ways around it, right? And there's sidestep, you can block. You can counter with something, or maybe if your character is a parry style character, you can parry it. Offense just outweighed the defense. And it was definitely complete opposite of what they were saying. They were talking about more defensive mechanics, which you need more defensive mechanics. There's not you can have more. And as we've played sports, and I mentioned this so many times, if we played sports, defense will evolve a lot slower than offense does. Offense is always evolving. You can always be super creative with offense. You can never be super creative with defense, but it takes time to be creative.
That's true.
They didn't do that. They did not do the things that they were going to do. Tekken community is outraged. Tekken community is always outraged. But we're at a point now in fighting games, and me being a fighting game head, and you too.
It's been a while, but I'm trying to get back into it.
That, I don't know. I think one of two things. One, games like Tekken need to be heavily, what's the word I'm looking for? Need to be heavily checked when it comes to these types of things. I think the Tekken community, and I play Tekken, but I'm not a huge Tekken player. So do you think
it's a knee-jerk reaction? Like, is there anything, I guess, regarding cheating in the game?
Not that I know of, but I wouldn't say
knee-jerk. Them? Okay.
I wouldn't say knee-jerk if this were a first-time thing.
Okay.
This is not a first-time thing. Not a first-time thing. You're talking about from Tekken 4. Because Tekken 1, Tekken 2, Tekken 3, fan favorites. Tekken Tag, fan favorite. Tekken Tag 2, fan favorite. Tekken 4, what the fuck? Tekken 4 was more trying to mimic Virtual Fighter. You know, they had different heights of things and stages and stuff like that. And Jin Kazama, who was the main character in Tekken 3, was in Tekken 4, but then Jin Kazama he was a totally different character, because after Tekken 3, he said, I'm just going to toss out the Kazama style of fighting and call it a day. It was either whatever it is,
different moveset or something.
Yeah, it was a different moveset. It was a completely different moveset. So people who were Jin players had to figure out how to play Jin again. But then in Tekken 5, Jin was back to what Tekken 3 Jin was, or Tekken Tag Jin was. So it was kind of a shock. It was kind of a shock to a lot of different things. A lot of people didn't like it, going from one, then going to another, and then coming back, because it's like, well, it should have been the same the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, look at the nephews. Yeah, just going burfing, burf, burf. But then Tekken 5 had a whole big update. Tekken 6 had a whole big update. It's like Tekken 7 had an old big update, and a lot of people were not fans of some of the updates. I mean, especially the smaller ones, like during the time until they had the huge update, because those updates came out in arcade first before it came to home consoles. And now we have this situation, and it's like, man, when is Tekken? When is the creators of Tekken going to learn? Like,
never.
Like, this is kind of like appalling. You want people to buy your game.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of the best-selling games in 2023. Wait, 2024? When did it come out? 2023. I think it was.
Which one? Tekken?
No, 2024. Okay. Tekken 8. One of the best-selling games the first week it came out.
Yes.
Season 1 was awesome. You had all kinds of like creativity. I mean, they opened up some things. They kind of nerfed a bunch of things like wall splats, floor breaks, all the rest of that good stuff. They nerfed that a little bit, but I mean, it was still a fun game to play. Now it's a totally different game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different game from what it was before, and different isn't bad. But if you make it different to the point where it's not playable,
yeah,
then there's an issue.
That's a really big problem. Yes.
So that's kind of the big thing right now. I'm hoping now Tekken was going to come out with some updates for season 2, but it's going to be slow because obviously you got to get permission from the publisher, blah, blah, set the third.
So it's a little normal, I don't know, depending on their update cycle. What seasons probably last 3 months?
This one lasted a while, actually. Longer than 3 months.
Okay.
Longer than 3 months. So seasons in fighting games are a bit different. So they last on average like 6 to 8 months.
6, okay.
I would say 5 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
Just because when they come out with like characters, say for instance, season 1 started in August, right? And this is throwing stuff out. Started in August, and then season 1 is like 4 characters in a stage.
Yeah.
Right? So when all those characters are out, and usually you're rounding a year into it, season 1's done.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little over a year. Season 1's done. And then now you have season 2, and depending on how many characters or stages or whatever, like how spread out it is, then again, you're probably looking at another year, a little over a year.
Okay, so for them to develop, I guess, the characters or... So does each fighter have different moveset that you can use, or do they all just have one?
No, they all have different movesets.
Okay.
They all have different movesets.
I wasn't sure if they like, hey, you can download new moveset for X character.
No, it's not like that. I know NBA 2K does some stuff like that where each season there's like a new jump shot that comes out or something like that on the battle pass if you got it. But yeah, that's the big thing on Tekken. I'm kind of disappointed because that game was rolling off pretty hot. And for them to just wholly fuck up on that is ridiculous. Like it was kind of a slap in the face to the community. You tell us one thing, you could do a complete like opposite. Like what?
Yeah.
Get out of here, my man.
The programmer and coder were off that weekend.
Right.
We had John Q hook it up.
We'll see if we can go ahead and slip this in here. Yeah.
Let's see how they react.
Don't you know? The other thing, the new Mark of the Wolves.
Mark of the Wolves.
Mark of the Wolves, City of the Wolves.
I've heard of this game. Let me see.
So Garo. There we go. Garo, whatever you want to call it. I pronounce it Garo. Garo originally came out. Oh shoot! When did it originally come out? Mark of the Wolves is a sequel to Fatal Fury, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I don't know if it's a sequel to King of Fighters, but it takes place in. I don't know if it takes place in Southtown or not. I'd have to relook. But a lot of the fighters from like King of Fighters and Fatal Fury and Art of Fighting have either kids or themselves or somebody else that's related to them in some way, shape, or form in these games.
Yeah.
Terry Bogard, which is the main character for it, also the main character for Fatal Fury series, and one of the many main characters in King of Fighters is featured in this game along with Rock Howard, who is Geese Howard, the Fatal Fury bad guy, so to speak, right? The boss.
Mm-hmm.
That's his son.
Okay.
So any spoilers, I'm sorry. But basically in the Fatal Fury series, Rock Howard tries to get vengeance on Geese Howard, and people correct me if I'm wrong, please, in the comments. And I think they killed his dad, or Geese and his goons killed Terry's dad. Terry also has a brother too, who is also in King of Fighters.
Mm-hmm.
And also Fatal Fury. So basically, they were going after him in the tournaments or whatever to avenge their dad's death, and they eventually kill him a couple times because he fell out of a building a couple times. And So when he actually died, he left behind a son, Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And Terry obviously didn't want to kill him, but he ended up killing him anyway. And Rock was his son, and he took Rock in. He taught Rock how to fight. All this good stuff. So Rock Howard is kind of the mainstay of the Gowro Mark of the Wolves series. So this one's called City of Wolves. Just kind of give you a backstory. So I know over the years we've had crossover characters like Soul Calibur had Link and Yoda and Darth Vader and Spawn and Kratos. And I think one of them had... No. Did one of them have the dude from Infamous? Well, that might have been a different game.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a different game. But crossovers, Geese from Fatal Fury, from Fatal Fury and King of Fighters was in Tekken, along with Akuma was in Tekken. You had Tekken Cross Tag, where you had a bunch of guest characters from both franchises there.
Mm-hmm.
Or not Cross Tag, Cross Street Fighter, sorry. Not Cross Tag, I'm thinking of Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. That's another one. You got a bunch of guest characters there too. But this one took the cake for me. For a game that has been awaited 15 plus years. They have Cristiano Ronaldo.
The soccer player.
Yeah. As a character in the game. Don't ask. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Saudi has a hand in SNK.
Okay.
I'm not saying
Saudi has all the monies. All the dollar bills, y'all. All of the money. Sorry, let me correct that.
Yeah. Saudi Crown Prince has some type of hand in that.
I mean, were they just using him to sell more games?
I mean, yeah, to sell. So it says Electronic Gaming Development Company. SNK is now primarily owned by them, which is owned by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund.
Oh, there you go.
So obviously, if you all don't know that Saudi Arabia has one of the best soccer players in the world, which is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, okay. That's where he went. Okay. I don't follow his career.
He's been there for about a year or two.
Okay.
Something like that.
So he followed the money.
Yeah, he followed the money. He's making good money too. Mm-hmm. And they put Cristiano Ronaldo in the game.
Okay.
Now,
are people upset about that?
I personally am hella upset about it.
Why?
Because now we have to create a narrative about a real life person being in a fictitious game.
Okay. I can see that. Yeah. Okay.
So what does he have? Like, there's no like in the trailer, there was like no story build up. You know what I mean? Now, if there was a story, that'd be different, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, we got a real life person in here. All right, cool. Let's see what the backstory is. Like, obviously soccer. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he was bullied at home or something like that, or not even at home, but bullied by the people that were
within the game or whatever.
Within the game,
the game's universe,
or maybe Rock like crippled his dad or something like that. You know what I mean? Nothing.
Just put him in the game.
Nothing.
Here, you can use him as a character.
Right.
In the game.
Why? Now you're trying, you're doing crossover. This isn't even a crossover. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
This is I'm gonna reach and we'll see how far we can reach.
You know what I mean? But it does make for another episode. Games that just did something like this out of left field.
Yeah.
Just threw in a famous person.
Yeah. I mean, is this the first time they actually like threw in like a real life person?
I don't know, but it's
besides Shaq being thrown in some games here and there.
But it's a nice rabbit hole to go down.
I mean, yeah. And then there was another character. Let's see, with the Wolves characters, I'm going to pull up real quick. There's another character and here's the other thing too. These are base game characters. These are base game characters.
Okay.
Now, Ken Masters from Street Fighter is in it. I'm pretty excited about it because he's my favorite character in Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But they have another real life person that's some random DJ. Now, he's random to me because I don't know him. I'm trying to find the Oh, and Chun-Li's in it too. Chun-Li is in it as well. All right, and for all those that know this, it's not Chung-Li, it's Chun-Li. You know how many times I hear people say Chung-Li all the time? Chun with an N, not a G.
Yeah.
Please. I mean,
now has me going back thinking if one game had it spelled with a G and one game didn't. So it's just, okay.
Not that I remember. Not that I remember. All right, let me check the website here. Who is this random DJ that they have?
Skirt.
Yeah, he's a real life DJ. A real life DJ. I can't remember who it was or what his name is. Starts with a G, or his last. Salvatore Ganacci. Salvatore Ganacci.
In a video game.
This is a real life, like, EDM DJ.
I mean, yeah, this is.
What is this? What are we doing?
Bosnian, Swedish.
Really?
I guess. I mean, is it like jumping on the Fortnite train? Like, oh, they had XYZ.
Fortnite's different. Fortnite is a battle royale game.
But they're using a celebrity,
I mean, yeah, they're using celebrities. I get that, right? But it's an amalgamation of, like, a lot of, like, I guess, true to life things that are happening now, like dance moves, music, people that are popular, things that are popular.
Yeah.
Name one fighting game. Besides, I would say Marvel's Capcom. Besides Marvel's Capcom, because there is a character in there that was based off a producer.
Okay.
Of the game.
Mm-hmm. Well, that'd be your realm.
But in the realm of fighting, in the realm of fighting games, and the games that you've played, or the games that you've seen, what person or what game had more than one person that's in real life?
I mean, as far as fake characters, probably
no. Just real people in a fighting game. So now,
well, I mean, Knockout Kings come to mind.
I'm all right. You got me on that one. I'm talking about
Mortal Kombat,
Street Fighter, that genre of games, like anime fighting, traditional 2D fighters.
Okay.
Games, these are games that have been out for years.
Well, Mortal Kombat, when they did Arnold Schwarzenegger, did they add Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah, they did. Okay. All right. Mortal Kombat. All right. I got you.
I mean, tail end.
But they weren't Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. They were Terminator and Rambo.
They used both. I swear they used both.
They didn't use both.
Oh my God.
Get the hell on about it.
I swear they used
both.
Did
not. They did not. They used Terminator and they used Rambo.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let's see. I don't think I have any.
And they fit that realm. They fit that realm because they're not their real life counterpart.
Yeah.
All right. 5 seconds, Mr. Marsh.
I'm already out. No, nothing comes to mind.
4 seconds, Mr. Marsh.
Nothing comes to mind. I was trying to think. No, not even.
No, this is the only game.
Yeah.
This is the only game that has done this. It is. To me, it's infuriating.
Yeah.
It is very infuriating because I liked the storyline of Garrow Mark of the Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got City of the Wolves, which we've been waiting for a long time. And you add these two random motherfuckers in here? What? But that's my piece. I just wanted to talk about that. That was just something that, nah. Talk about grapes. That's something I can't get down with. I just really can't. It just to me, it just degrades. Can't talk. The game in the value of the game, in my opinion, in the story. Now the game isn't out yet, so I can't really sit here and say, "Oh, the story's going to suck already."
Right.
I don't think that's the case because obviously a lot of people are more worried about Rock Howard's story in it because it was left in the previous game. It was left on such a cliffhanger that now we need to know, like, okay, what's going to happen, right?
Mhm.
So those two characters off rip are just not relevant for that portion. But I mean, to me, they're like mean characters almost. And it's like, yeah, you get your mean character like Dan from Street Fighter,
Yeah.
or that one character I was talking about with Marvel vs. Capcom, or even on Marvel vs. Capcom, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, when you have Phoenix Wright,
Mhm.
he just throws shit at people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Well, I guess we'll just have to see when the game comes out.
Yeah.
Comes out in May, so right around the corner. So, yeah, that's my gripe about the video game. Well, I wouldn't say gripe, but a lot of people's gripe about the video game community when it comes to fighting games right now.
Okay.
Just not in a good state.
Not
at the
good
moment.
state when they're supposed to be making a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a niche genre, and I understand. Like they're trying to make fighting games a more mainstream thing, more accessible, right?
Mhm.
And so not only have for the last few years you've angered some of the fighting game community for like modern controls for Street Fighter 6 or whatever it may be. There's some games that had like easy mode where you could just hit one button,
One button,
get
do all the
combos,
moves.
right?
Yeah.
But even with those back in the day, think like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 had something like that. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 had something like that. There were other fighting games that had things like that, but you really didn't have like, if you knew how to play fighting games and you had someone that did that,
Mhm.
it was really hard for them to try to pull that off on you unless you just really weren't paying attention, right?
Yeah.
Now, with modern controls and stuff like that, you're being rewarded for some things, maybe not as much, right? I know some of the things, if you were doing a special move or something like that, the damage was reduced by a percentage, stuff like that if you're using modern controls. But now, modern controls are becoming a thing, and a lot of people were not happy with that. I personally, since, I came out the blood, sweat, and tears of ruining my thumbs on D-pads and stuff like that, like I'm upset about that. You know what I mean? Like Street Fighter 6, for the longest time, I've hated that game because of drive rush mechanic. But it's something I have to get used to.
Mhm.
I need to get good.
Get
Simple.
good. Yeah.
Do I care that it's a get out of jail free card in some cases? No, I don't. But that's just how the game is.
Mhm.
Is it still a good game? Yes, I don't hate it, but I don't play it because of that. Because it's like, I don't really care for that mechanic. But everyone loves Street Fighter 6. Everyone's got, their mouths open and things inserted into them. I feel video fighting games have been in a volatile state for a little while now.
Well, hopefully that changes.
I hope so too.
We'll see. Yeah, I've been trying. I tried for a moment to get back into fighting games. When I got Mortal Kombat 11, I think it was, on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let me look at this move list and try to remember this.
Right. If you want to do one, I would say like 10 or 9 would be something I'd go to. Combo system's a little bit better.
I mean, yeah.
11,
that was fine.
Man. 11 was a copy and paste of Injustice 2.
Was it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Until they came out with updates and stuff like that. But they didn't reward you for combos in 11 at one point until there's some mechanics that were added into it. But at the beginning, you had people falling out of combos. And it's like, well, why can't I go further with this combo? You know what I mean? Because clearly you could.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the mechanic didn't allow you to. So it was kind of like Injustice 2.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's all I got, brother, for video games, hot topics.
Yeah, same.
All right. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, leave a comment down below what y'all think about
subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, please. Please. Yeah, leave comments down there. Let us know what you think, what your opinions are. I mean, whether it be the fighting games we talked about and or the
any games,
yeah, any games, and or what we talked about the Switch too. I definitely want to know everyone's thoughts and opinions on that.
Share your thoughts in the comments.
That's as a community and as a gamer consumer, that's something that maybe we can band together and flip cars and such. I don't
Yeah.
know. All right. That's enough for us.
All right.
See y'all on the flip.
Peace.
Toodles.